Okay, part 2, everybody. Hello. It's good to see your faces again this morning. Hi. I'm settling in. Okay, so last week we talked about setting goals, making clear goals, and so this week I want to talk about like how to actually get the goal done, because like a clear plan, that's the first step, but the execution plan is actually how it gets done. Uh, and so I have a couple of steps in order to do that I want to go through with you guys today that I've learned and stolen from other places. As I always say, I'm not really original. I just steal things from other people and then say it in my own way. So don't think that Jake's so smart. I really do just steal this from all over the place. So last week we talked about clear goals, and they have a starting point, an ending point, and they have a deadline and a good why behind them. That's what makes a great goal. But that's just the first step. Now we have to make an execution plan, like a plan of how it's actually going to get done, because we just have a goal, but how is it actually going to get complete? And so the execution plan has 3 elements to it. It has habits, a roadmap, and accountability. Those are the 3 things. So if we do like all 3 of these things, then like it's actually impossible to not reach a goal, and you'll see why. So habits, I'll talk about habits first. Kevin will have more to say about. I keep on plugging Kevin. You're welcome, Kevin. But he'll have more to say about this later. So I'm not going to go super deep into it, but I will touch on a little bit here. So first thing to say is that every person, sometimes we say like I'm a creature of habit, but like everybody is, right? Like we all are. Every person is a creature of habit. And they're just like the habits are just kind of the unconscious things that decide our whole day and decide how every day goes and what we do every day, and we don't even think about them most of the time. So like one of mine that I don't think about, and I don't know where this started, and I bet a bunch of you have it too. Maybe it's school. I come home from work, and what's the first thing I do? I look and get my after work snack. Okay, does anybody else get an after work snack, or is that just me? Okay, yeah, we got some heads nodding. You got some heads nodding. I think that's like after school snack. Is that where it came from? Like, okay, it's just like, okay, it's like programmed into my mind somehow, and I just have always done it. And so like we make these habits unconsciously or not that kind of dictate the direction of our life, and we can control our habits, but it takes sustained focus and effort to actually change them. They don't change very easily. We have to like concentrate to actually change them. And we can use the habits to reach a goal. So like I'm gonna turn this off real quick. So looking at like the running example again of me with the 10K, like yeah, I ran that on Sunday, and to do it, I was not able to run a 10K 6 weeks ago, but I had a habit of running, and so I did it, and then I was able to do it. So here's how to make a habit that sticks. Okay. Number 1, you want to choose a consistent starting trigger, like something that is consistent every day. So this is why the habit of getting home and having my snack is so sticky, because it's always a consistent trigger. It's when I get home every day. Happens same thing every day. I get in my driveway, I go inside. It needs to be specific. So you want to have like a specific habit. Here's what I'm going to do when. So when I get home from work, I'm going to go run 1 mile. Like that's getting specific. Make it daily if possible. It's not always possible, but the daily ones are the best because it just creates more consistency versus if you're doing it like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's hard. It's a little harder to be consistent with that. Daily is, if you can do it daily, those are the best. And then have the habit actually match your goal. So if it's, again, using the running example, if it's running a 10K and I make my habit exercise more, like that's close but not quite it, because really I want to actually run. Like the habit needs to match where we're going with the goal. And then you want to track the execution of your habit. Like, did you actually do it? This is just a red or a green. That's what I like to do. Is a red or a green. So I made this little guy right here. This is actually what I'm using at work right now. And so you can see really easily, did I do it or did I not? And you can see this column. I'm not doing so well in this column right here, guys. I got a lot of reds. This is me. If you're curious at what I'm getting red in so often, I'm trying to make a habit of stopping for 3 minutes and not working, because I will just like nonstop work from the moment I get in here to the moment that I leave, and then I get home and I absolutely crash. And so I've been trying to make a habit of stopping for 3 minutes and just like taking a breath and resting. I'm not doing so well, as you can see. I'm not doing so well in my habit of that right now. I'm working on getting better at that. But this is something that you can make that's just really simple. I actually have a blank one for you guys. I have more handouts. I have a blank one for you guys that you can fill out. They're on top of the cubby. So you can see you have the column right here and then the dates going across here. And each column is a habit and it's broken into a 1 week chunk. Okay. So with our habits, it's tracking, did we actually do it? And then we want to commit to a habit for the duration of the goal. Like we have the clear goal, the start, the end, and the deadline. So we want to stick to that for the duration of the deadline. So if you follow those, then you will definitely master new habits. Like those are the keys. Now there are more things. Somebody wrote a whole book on it, and I'm not sure how, but I want to learn how. And so again, Kevin's going to teach us how somebody wrote a whole book on it and what else there is to say. Because I think that there is more to say. Right, Kevin? Okay, he said yes. All right, the next step is the roadmap. So the roadmap is the idea here is to pre-decide what you're going to do in a day. So we are terrible at making the right long-term decision in the moment. Like a human being is terrible at that. When I wake up in the morning and I have made this habit to go and run, but I need to decide how far am I running today. Like that just makes me this much more likely to not do it and to choose what I really want to do, which is lay in bed longer, over what my actual long-term goal is. And so we're terrible at making long-term decisions in the moment. So instead we pre-decide right now for our future what we're going to be doing in the future. That way past us, that's really smart and future focused and forward looking, guides present us, because present Jake is pretty dumb sometimes. Past Jake is sometimes smarter. Sometimes, not all the time. Okay, and so like some examples of this, like with my typing, how many minutes doing what? Like I didn't have this. I didn't have a roadmap. How many minutes was I going to spend doing what? I was just like, I'm just going to type more. With the running, I did have this. I just printed it out from online. I stole it online. So I had this roadmap, and it was by day. You can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it told me what to do. So I just looked at it. I didn't have to decide. It just told me what to do, and I followed it. Because I wouldn't make the right decision in the moment. So we want to make a nice, clear, posted roadmap with the dates and the times so that you know exactly what you need to do when you need to do it. Because any goal is going to require us to make unnatural choices we don't want to do on a day-to-day basis. And so make it as easy as possible for yourself to actually follow through on the things you don't want to do. All right, how to make a nice, good, high-quality roadmap. One, this is a great one. Like I said, I stole from somewhere else. But you make it by week. You add weekly milestones. You're really specific, so you don't have to decide. So you can see it's by week and it has milestones of like 9.5 miles, 9.5 miles, 9.5 miles at the end of the week. And next thing is don't be afraid to adjust if it's not working for you. So like this one, originally, I think it had me doing the long one on Sunday, which just wasn't working for me. So halfway through, I adjusted it, and I did the long run on Saturday instead of Sunday. So don't be afraid to adjust if it's not working. An adjusted plan is way better than an impossible one. All right, so don't be afraid to adjust it. You want to make it super specific, add the actual date or time that you plan to do something. So on this one, I don't have that. I wish I would have put that on here. It's the actual day and time that I'm going to be doing it. Because then, again, it's totally removing my ability to make a poor decision, because I will. And then the duration of the roadmap is equal to the length of the goal. So my goal was the 10K in 6 weeks, and this roadmap is equal to that. It's 6 weeks here. So it led directly to it. Okay, so that's making your roadmap. I have a roadmap as well. I like making handouts, guys. This is fun for me. So I made a blank one as well. This is on top of the cubbies. It's 4 weeks, and it has the action and the time here that you'll take it, and it's Monday through Sunday. And then in the last column is benchmarks. So this is like when you're going along the path here, what am I aiming for each week? All right. The last step. This is the step that nobody likes. it's accountability. Because it is embarrassing to do this. It's embarrassing, and it feels like a huge commitment because it is a big commitment. Because you walk into the room with somebody and you tell them, "Here's what I'm going to do," and then the next week you talk to them, and they ask you, "Did you do it?" And sometimes you say no, and who likes doing that? Like, I'm the easiest person to let down, but as I said, I hate letting other people down, and I think most people do. So it is a big commitment, but the lack of commitment is exactly what stops us from completing the goal. Like, that's actually the problem, is the lack of commitment to do what it takes to reach it. And so the accountability is what keeps us on the path to actually reaching it week by week. So we commit to others what we will do in a week, like what are the goals? What's the goal? What's the habit? What's my roadmap? And am I actually following through on it? This is like the way to keep yourself consistent on it, because you don't want to show up and let somebody else down. So if you're looking for accountability, you could choose one person or a group of people. The other option is you can just put it on your refrigerator, and then in your brain, you're like, well, other people are looking. This is what I did. I don't know if Molly ever looked at this thing once. I'm convinced that she probably didn't, but I thought that she was, and so just the thought that she was made me more consistent. That's like a lower level commitment option than doing it with a person. So if you want to start there, you can. The other way to do it is also publicly. So like for a while, I think I went like 3 or 4 weeks not saying anything about me running or doing a 10K. And then I started telling people, because I was like, well, if I tell people, I definitely I'm going to do it. Because if I showed up today and I had to say I don't know how many of you have asked me about it, but if I showed up today and I was like, you say, Jake, how was your 10K? And I say, I didn't do it. How embarrassing is that, right? Like it's so simple, but it's really effective. Letting other people down. It's a really effective motivation. Okay, so if you want to do it with another person, here's how you can do it in like 10 minutes. Okay, it can be really fast. So you bring your little tracker, you bring your little roadmap, you show up with the other person. Let's say it's me and Kevin. Kevin and I show up together. We're gonna do this. We bring our things, or if you don't use this, whatever you want to use. And then we report on last week, honestly. Like, how did it go for me last week? Kevin, I was supposed to run 4 times. I only ran 3 because I woke up one morning and I really didn't want to. Like, it's just honest. Okay, and then for Kevin, this is the key step for Kevin. Now, he has to look at me and not say, oh, that's all right, Jake. That is like what he wants to do, what I would want to do, but not what Kevin is there to do. Kevin is there to do, it's okay you missed it, but this is important to you, so how can you do better next week? And like, that's the gold. And I don't want to say that to Kevin. Kevin doesn't want to say that to me, but I want Kevin to say that to me, because that's why I'm here. If I'm just here to feel better, I could go to anybody to make me feel better, but that's not why I'm here. Like, it's kind of like that little bit of salt in the wound that makes you change, right? That's the point here. So the other person, they hold you accountable, and then you commit to the other person at least one thing for next week. So Kevin, next week I will run 4 times, and then you write it down and you come back and Kevin says, did you run 4 times? And I said, yes, I did. And if I did, then he gives me a high five. And if I don't, then he slaps me.
You should demonstrate that.
No, he doesn't slap me. But he holds me accountable and says, well, you know you want to do better. And yeah, I do. So, again, if you're going through the accountability stuff and you keep missing it over and over again, then you probably need to make an adjustment, because the plan is unrealistic, or your life constraints have changed in some way and you just can't do it because you had a baby and now you can't do this stuff anymore. And so it's fine to change. Like, your life changes, so you sometimes need to change. Or the roadmap is just ineffective. Like, it's just not working for where you want to go, and you realize that halfway through. Like, it's fine to change it. A change plan is always better than a bad one. Okay, so if you're looking for, guys, this part makes me nervous. If you're looking for somebody that wants to do accountability with you, so am I. And so if you want that, you can meet me over in the conference room at 7:15 on a Tuesday. and I'll be there. We can do this together because I'm looking for that too. I don't have anybody that's doing that in my life right now. So if you want to do that with me, 7:15 before work, we'll just go through it. I'm saying it right now, and honestly, I don't really want to. There's a big part of me that doesn't want to, but there's a big part of me that also is like, that sounds kind of fun. So I'm happy to do that with any of you. Maybe I'll be sitting alone in the office at 7:15 on Tuesday. It's okay. I'll hold myself accountable, I guess. So, where's my last sheet? Here she is. With my you like that? All right. So with my running, it was pretty good. There were some things I wish I did differently. Like I wish I was more clear on the times I was actually committing to. I wasn't clear on that in the beginning. I just kind of was like, whenever it happens. I was clear on the day, but not the time. I wish I did that differently. I wish I had a more specific person I was committing to weekly. I was putting it on my fridge, but having like a specific person would have helped me even more. And I wish I had a clear goal sheet like the one I showed you guys last week, because I remembered my why, but it sometimes got really close to forgetting my why through the process. But it was like a short enough time where I didn't forget it. So those are the 3 things I wish that I had. Wish I did differently. Otherwise, it went pretty well. I was able to actually accomplish the goal, and so that's always a good sign. I was able to finish the race, and that was great. Okay, so the clear goal, that's step 1, and the execution plan, that's how it actually gets done, right? And the clear goal has the why, the start, the end, and the deadline. And we need the execution plan. It includes the habits, the roadmap, and the accountability. If we have all these things, so you guys see how if you have all these things, like it's actually impossible to not reach a goal. Like if you have a roadmap and you're following it, and if you're not following it, somebody's holding you accountable, and then you change it to actually reach the goal, it's, unless you set a goal that is not possible, it is impossible to reach the goal if you're doing this. Okay. So that's my week, my challenge for you guys this week. I gave you the goal sheet last week, and this week I have the habit tracker, and then over here are the goals. So this is the formula, right? From X to Y by a date, and then a Y, you're doing this goal right here. So I have space for 1, 2, 3, the accountability chart right here. Who, where, and when. Sorry, who, when, and where are we going to have accountability? And then over here is the habit tracker. Guys, don't be like me. Don't do 5. Do like 1 or 2. 5 is way too many. It's killing me. I have to do less. It's killing me. And then you can have by day here and fill in. So here you can see I was starting to do an example here. I made the box is black on the days I'm not going to do it. And then you can fill in red or green if you're going to do it or not. Then here you have the roadmap. If you want to make a roadmap, this is what you can do. Okay, so those are the goals. That's how to set a goal and how to actually get it done. Somebody please join me on Tuesday at 7:15 so I'm not alone.